Hello everyone, opening up with a very nice hand. It's very trap heavy, but I have double continuous spells, meaning that I'm going to be able to do a bit of damage with Mist Valley Falcon, assuming that it survives. And I'm going to go all in with my back row. When you do that, you have to be fearful of anything that clears the field, especially when you don't know what your opponent is playing, so something like a Black Rose. But at the same time, if you draw into a Fiendish Chain and you set everything else as bluffs, then there's a good chance that even if they do have an MST, like in this case, you'll be able to stop it from actually using its effect. And that will be a major downer for your opponent, because making a play like that is kind of like going all in, or at least kind of similar to it. And drawing into more of my Winged Beast, that's okay. Now, I want Sacred Crane in the grave far more than I want Zephyros in the grave right now, so that's exactly what I'm going to be going for in summoning. Because I have the Call the Haunted on the field, so if this goes to the grave, I'm going to be able to continuously bring it back with Call the Haunted and draw a card off of it. So let's send Deep Prison back to the hand. Doesn't really matter what. Well, actually, it does kind of matter a little bit, because there's a good chance that when I reset this, this is going to draw my opponent's focus. And if they have something else to remove spells and traps, that's actually what I want them to hit, is the Deep Prison. Although going up against a... was it a raccoon? It's the rank 2 B-Sec that's been going around. A Deep Prison is actually pretty good, because if they happen to get double the raccoons out and they attack with one, you can Deep Prison it away even if they're protecting each other from being destroyed. And I'm kind of expecting to see the cookie cutter build that people have started using. I've been witnessing on other channels and stuff, and I think I should have Fiendish Chained that, but no, I should have no. I'm kind of torn about that. I wanted to save this just in case, because these aren't strong. I can run them over. Zombie World, that's interesting. Okay. I would like to run them both over, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to happen. I think something is going to get destroyed. No, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the Lavable Chain. I'm going to put Sacred Crane in the grave, including, well, whatever else I feel like, so a Mizuki. Then that'll let me start getting the combo off, so to the very least, I'm going to be drawing a card with this. Really? You wait for... That's actually just fine. Honestly, you should always wait to use the Veiler when they use their effect. I mean, I just want the Sacred Crane in the grave. I don't actually need the Mizuki at this moment. So let's do that first. I just wanted the Sacred Crane there so I could use Call the Haunted, draw a card, and then I'm going to bounce the Call the Haunted back with Mist Valley Falcon. And even if they have a Mirror Force or something, the cost for the attack will still have gone through, so I will be okay. And I'm going to attack with Falcon first just to do the maximum amount of damage. And I could have attacked with Sacred Crane first, although that would have been greedy, because cards like Mirror Force would have destroyed it before I would get to use the effect. So it's exactly why I did that. And I got a Zombie World plus Super Polymerization. See, that needs 2 beast types. Okay, this is going to kind of mess them up for multiple reasons, because now they don't have beasts, they have zombies, and there's not much they can do about that. And I'm also going to be able to give myself a card to my hand with Call the Haunted plus Sacred Crane. Although I'm not going to use it instantly, I'm going to wait until I don't have... Yeah, I'm just going to wait to use it, just in case there's no good reason to use Super Poly this turn. I don't even care about that. They can go ahead and make all the rank 2s they want. I'm just going to be negating it and Super Polying. Let's see. Target one card on the field and destroy it. Ooh, that's kind of unfortunate. They're probably going to go for Zombie World, but yeah, I'm sure they're going to go for Zombie World, so let's... Yeah, that's whatever. They can go ahead and do that. Because I'm going to be able to draw a card off of... Oh, wait. If this card is special summon by the effect of a beast-type monster, you can target one card on the field and destroy it. I'm not sure if they misclicked or if they missed timing or something, but... Huh, that's odd. I mean, I think this should have gotten its effect, but it didn't, so... Okay. So, I'm expecting... Wait, what? Stardust? That's a... Oh, okay. This literally stops nothing on my side of the field. It doesn't stop Fiendish Chain, doesn't stop Super Pally, doesn't stop Deep Prism, doesn't stop Call the Haunted. So, wow, I really question why they did that. Right now, they didn't have to go on the offense. They could have just made double Raccoons and then just let it sit. And then they could have said they could have waited for something stronger to be on the field, whether I myself summon it or they summon it. And then they'd have a pretty good monster combo out. I'm not sure why they decided to use 4 monsters just to make a Stardust Dragon. Okay, then. So, I'm going to go ahead and reuse Call the Haunted on Sacred Crane. This is another really good combo that... Usually I like to send back Fiendish Chain with my return stuff like Mist Valley Falcon, but Call the Haunted is just as good when I'm continuously drawing cards off of it. I kind of want to use Zephyros and do that again, but... I don't really care if this is destroyed because I have Fiendish Chain that I can be recycling. And I have card advantage anyways, so that is fine by me. That's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to send this back to my hand right now, and I'm going to be able to draw another card next turn. Kind of a funny engine that it lets you go plus using just the smallest, most insignificant cards. And... I'm kind of at an impasse over what I want to discard. I can Call the Haunted to give myself a third option, but otherwise if I want to use Super Polymerization next turn, I'm going to have to choose between another Super Poly and a Fiendish Chain. Probably going to go with the Super Polymerization because my opponent is basically out of resources at this point, so by discarding a Super Poly, I won't really have to get rid of anything useful. If they're out of resources, they're not going to be summoning anything else anyways. And I don't want them to get out of... Is it a Larry Fitzgerald or... I don't know what the... Wait, Larry Fitzgerald, that's a real name. I don't remember what it's called. It's just something Fitzgerald, and it's a... I think they can make it with these. I know it was a tuner and a beast monster or something. It's 2500 attack and defense. And then if it gets destroyed, they can discard a card to send it back to... or to re-special summon it. And that's fine that they wanted to evac. As I've said before, this card is very expendable. I don't actually need or care for it to be on the field. This would have been nice for last turn to discard. But if they want to use an evac on it, that's fine, because I just went 1 for 2 to get rid of their monsters, and then I'm already in an advantage, so going 1 for 1 to get rid of it is fine by me. Not a whole lot I'm going to be able to do this turn. Although if I draw into a monster with Call the Haunted on Sacred Crane, yeah, I would have kind of wished that I had waited and just summoned it, because then I'd be able to possibly go for game, but they had Waboku anyways, so that's okay. No misplays here yet. Cool. Okay, getting Duelli. Both of these cards would have been great for the Super Poly. But... okay, I can't recycle that anymore. Okay, I'm gonna start going for Grave Setup. I've already used the Call the Haunted. There's no other way to really make use of it, so gonna make a Laughable Chain. And because I have Zombie World on the field, I can go for Mizuki's as long as I send Sacred Crane to the grave, and I'm gonna go off pretty hard this turn and draw some more cards. I mean, while I have the chance, my opponent is basically top decking because whatever this card is in their hand doesn't seem like it's that useful. It's probably just a dead beast monster that doesn't do anything on its own. Summoner Monk, perfect. So I'm going to be able to use that. No, I could use it this turn. Do I have another... I have another Sacred Crane. Cool. Then, what do I want to discard, though? Probably Terraforming, because I've already used Zephyros, so getting a Gyaraton right now would not do me any good. Going to go for a Sacred Crane. I'm going to ignore my Grave Setup. I just want to draw another card. And nice, drawing into Super Poly. Then I'm going to make Honor Arc, just so if they have something like a Dark Hole, it won't be able to destroy at least one of my monsters. And then for the ultimate defense, going to set Super Poly. I can discard Pot of Duality, which at this point I don't really need it because as long as I have an opportunity to go against my opponent's field, I want a special summon. And it looks like I was kind of overdoing that. They didn't draw into anything good anyways. So if you enjoyed this video, please comment, like, subscribe, and stay brutal.